Okay.
Sorry.
Wait. Quick question. Quick question. Before you even get into all of that, this finale, was it like the finale, or was it like a mid-season finale? There's more coming later.
No, this is the finale.
Mm. Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, this was the last episode of the season.
I only asked that because I distinctly remember when this show, like, I think it was like episode like 4 or 5, maybe like 3 or 4 when it came out. Somebody had tweeted me and they were like, oh, the people said it picks up around the end, like mid-season. And so I was like, oh, this must be the mid-season where it's picking up. And we're going to get some more later. Okay, go ahead.
No, baby, there's no plane.
Literally, there is no plane. My God.
There's no plane. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of another relaunch. I am Multiple Man.
Oh, okay. I am 8-Ball, mercenary supervillain and gambling addict, sometimes ally of Moon Knight.
Oh, that's right. What was that over for? You don't like Multiple Man?
I guess he's fine.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I like Multiple Man?
He's fine.
Okay. What's your favorite Multiple Man story?
He doesn't have any. I just think he's fun.
Okay.
I always feel like most of his stories have to do with him being like what's the person in the story who's used as just, you're kind of not to move the plot along, but you're just like the scapegoat basically for a lot of his stories.
I don't know. Like, he's had like a solo miniseries. He's led X Factor a couple of times. He was used as a scapegoat in what was that disassembled arc thing?
Yes.
Where
when he died of the legacy virus.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
See?
But
he just be.
But I do remember him leading X Factor and then him marrying that little girl.
Right.
Although, sorry, she technically wasn't a little girl when they got married.
I feel like sometimes writers.
Oh, and he got Siren pregnant.
Right, and then the baby but
the baby was a copy of him. So yeah, when he went to go hold him, he reabsorbed it. Oh my God! And that's when he slept with Monet and Siren. He had them like. He had Monet open, baby. She was like coming to him the next day. That is crazy. Multiple Man. She was like whispering in his ear. She was like, "Now I know why they call you the Multiple Man." It was scary. Yeah, it was dark. It was dark.
That's her man, I guess.
She's had a couple of like bad choices. Him, Sabretooth. Darwin was her best relationship. They should get back together.
What about her and Sync? I like them together.
They were together when they was like 15. And he died.
That's fair. They have not had a reunion since then, so who knows how they even act now.
Yeah, like, I feel like, I know a lot of people want to see them get back together, but I just think there is a lot of time that has been apart for them, and we need to see them back together, like, actually speaking and, like, doing things. And then also, no shade, but Monet has got to be a character. She's got to have multiple relationships and, like, have all these things. I think Sync should be allowed to do that, too. He doesn't have to come back and immediately get back with his ex-girlfriend.
That's true.
Like,
he hasn't. I mean, he popped over with Laura.
And we see how that turned out.
Right.
So.
The chances, I guess.
Yeah. Like, don't do that. Like, let him go live. He's alive again, so let him live. And then, then him and Mona can get back.
Then maybe spin the block.
If there's nothing else out there, now you know. Go back home.
It'd be like that. Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing good. The internet's been a crazy week. or seen a crazy week, so I've been like laughing at some things on there. But other than that, I'm great. How are you doing?
I am good, working or whatever. Still, like I said, y'all, I've been back on my regimen, eating better, going to the gym.
Hmm.
I'm giving myself a time
Okay.
frame for like these next few months, giving myself 60 days, turn some 40.
Okay. Okay.
Sticking to the plan, sticking to the
You know,
regimen.
shout out to consistency.
It helps. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm not so good though. And let's go ahead and start into these updates. So
Okay.
everybody know I'm a big Star Wars fan, right? There
Mm.
is Star Wars Celebration, which normally happens. Normally, it's happened in Japan, and
Hmm.
it happens around and usually in April. But it's the big, huge Star Wars convention, huge convention where they bring all of the actors and everybody out. Big Star Wars,
I think I've
right?
heard of that. My best friend is actually like a really huge Star Wars fan, and May the 4th, they were like doing something where they were like, oh, tag somebody who you can come do this tour with. And then, so, of course, he tagged me in it, but like you had to tell a Star Wars story. So he told this story from like when he was in high school and he like played the music and it was this whole thing. And I was like, yeah, it was lit. So I was like, hopefully. Well, then I'll have to, oh, I will have to accompany him if he does, apparently.
I hope he wins it too. And if it was what I'm bringing up is the Star Wars Celebration, I really do hope he wins the tickets so y'all can go. Because like they've had this Star Wars Celebration normally overseas, but they were going to have it in LA next year in 2027. So I found out about it being in LA like a couple months ago, right? Just from like looking up when I was trying to plan my trip to go to Japan next year. And I was like, oh, I want to go to Japan. Oh, I should go to Star Wars Celebration at the same time. But then I see, oh, Star Wars Celebration in 2027 is going to be in LA. Perfect. Awesome. There wasn't any kind of notice about when the tickets or whatever went on sale. I didn't see anything until just a few days ago.
When you do it.
I go on my friends. I'm like on Instagram looking at stories, and one of my friends is like, "Oh, I've been waiting for 3 hours." And I'm like, "Now what you waiting 3 hours for?" And I was like, "Oh, Star Wars Celebration tickets are on sale. Like, I gotta know this." Turns out they were letting people buy 20 tickets each. Every ticket sold out like it was fast. Like I had never seen when I got up there. My friend who was waiting for 3 hours.
I'm sorry,
finally she was
20
able to get
tickets each?
each. Yes,
Who even needs to buy that many tickets? Why are you buying
resellers.
20? How much were the tickets?
Like, come on.
See, this is what I've been talking about. This is exactly what happened with Ticketmaster and all these concerts. People
And
be
that's why I
buying up
bring
the
this up.
tickets.
We need to figure out what to do with these ticketing situations because this is not right. Letting people buy 20 tickets is insane on one. Two, going through this whole like ticketing system and you waiting in the queue and doing all like this is getting ridiculous.
Because you sit in the queue for hours, and then when you get into the whatever you're trying to buy, all the tickets are already sold out. Why did I just sit in this queue for 2.5 hours, get here, everything's sold out? Why wouldn't you tell me things are sold out before I got here? Don't make me mad.
It's just not
Don't
right.
make
It's
me.
just not right. So I really, really hope that we can figure this out with these ticketing things because I really wanted to go to the Star Wars Celebration next year. Hope the scalpers ain't selling for
Yeah,
something crazy because
yeah.
I did want to go.
But Ticketmaster did get sued, and they did were found guilty of like being a monopoly and like overpricing people for tickets. So hopefully this starts a domino effect and all these. But I don't know, things are like really expensive everywhere these days. And like I feel like people have just gotten too comfortable just being like, oh yeah, everything's just so expensive, and then just like spending the money anyway. It's like
Like,
no,
no, you're supposed
that's
to be
not
sharper than the guillotine.
like, and I say this is someone who loves to treat themselves and buy things. It's like, hold on, brother. This might be getting out of control now.
Gas is over $5.
Mm.
Like that is
It don't make
insane.
me. You go to the dollar store and things are $2.
It's not even a dollar store anymore.
What's up with that? I mean,
Okay. Next up, we learned that just recently Marvel announced this new universe called Midnight. It would be an all new universe coming from Marvel. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. this is very much sounds like they want to give their chance in an absolute universe too. Now, there haven't been any details about what's been coming out about this universe, if there's going to be a completely brand new line outside of we know that Philip K. Johnson, Jonathan Hickman, and a few others are involved in this. Now, my guess it sounds like more supernatural than anything else. So I would assume that those characters would be the ones to get like, the push over there in
The
this
buzz.
Midnight universe. Yeah. So, it'll be the Blade and Midnight. It'll obviously be different versions of them, but I figured the supernatural people would get that kind of stuff first. Supernatural
I do.
magic. Probably Wanda.
Well, that would be a way to give her another book once this other one ends. But I will be supporting. I don't know if I'm going to be supporting. You know how I feel about like the whole alternate universes and the main lines and like the things that are going on. I would have actually just liked if this was kind of more of an announcement of like a new Midnight Suns line with just those like characters in their own corner doing what they want to do, like the Blade, Ghost Rider, Dracula, Werewolf by Night. When you think about the lineup, Blade really has the motion, and he is the face and king of supernatural war, and we love that. And I guess you could actually kind of put Moon Knight in that book, that like situation too. Although he's doing really well on his own, it's like a regular Marvel hero, so who knows? But I do love a horror universe or horror stuff, so like that always has me intrigued. I guess it will really come down to more so who the other creators are and what they're doing. Philip Kennedy Johnson is the only name that's been tossed around that's really making me move. The Hickman girl, sorry, she don't have it, and she hasn't had it for a while. So let her try.
The pen ain't ran out of ink just yet. Okay, just
okay. Like whatever you say. Like they keep putting her on these things. It's just not clicking. Like it's okay to let somebody else work. Just want to say that. And Percy, I don't necessarily have any issues with Percy writing. I think he's fine. I just think he tends to write a lot of characters like I don't necessarily care about. But I also know that he just signed like a new exclusive contract with Marvel for like 2 more years. So congrats to him on that.
Yeah, shout out to him for that. Yeah, I don't really mind Percy either. Like you said, he just writes characters that I don't really read, so I don't really read too much of his stuff. He always seemed like a nice guy. I've seen him in person a few times. But yeah, this whole alternate universe, it's horror leaning. Don't really sound like it's for me, but I think it's cool that they're at least trying to give another universe, even if it does kind of come off the heels of this whole absolute success over here.
But like not even just the absolute universe. It was like you just had the ultimate line that you just ended. You could have just like kept that going. Because was like didn't people like that?
They did.
Like you could have just kept that going. But no, you cancel that. And then I just feel like with Marvel stuff in general and how they've been doing their comics, it's like really hard to truly get excited about some type of new universe that I feel like maybe everything will get 5 to 10 issues at most. And then you'll end that and go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Because again,
for a year and a half.
Because again, if you do like do these horror characters, you're going to get a lot of the characters that like, I'm not going to say they're not popular, but a lot of them are like very niche. Everyone is not reading Ghost Rider comics all the time. A lot of people don't want to read about Morbius by himself all the time. Like Dracula, who's a character I love, like people don't really care about his solo adventures. They like to see him as the villain. So it's like you can push these characters and it's like, okay, but are people going to care about them? And then if they don't, okay, so are you going to blame that on the universe or the characters themselves? Or are you going to try other people? Again, you might do Wanda, but this will be what, her eighth book?
Yeah, but she'll be in like the dark universe, the horror universe. She'll probably be like Queen of the Dead or something.
All I know is that Blade is when I'm going to read it. I'm not going to lie. And we will be asking for Bloodline.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if this will tie into any of the other universes, like the, not the cancer, well, maybe the Cancerverse, but also the zombie universe. I don't know if this is going to tie into those or whatever, but who knows? We'll see.
The Marvel Zombies. I do like the Marvel Zombies, but those actually always tend to be good books. And John Martin's in a lot of them.
You know, I always find zombies being fun villains to fight. Maybe we need more of those for some of the villains. We need some more action for the villains to fight, you know, instead of just sitting around waiting to fight each other.
Well, you know, the action's in Storm.
You know what? Let's go ahead and take a break and maybe and we'll come right back.
Don't be nasty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of wonderful comics. Now, you know, someone did just try and shade Storm a little bit earlier.
It was not shade.
But, you know, we've always clocked your secret animosity toward the Hadaria.
Oh,
so it's like, it's not really surprising. Okay. Anyways, now I didn't have like a huge full week this week. The comics I had this week were like solid-ish. It was an interesting week. Let's say that actually. Let's get into something really quick. Poison Ivy number 44 for Jane Willow Wilson and Jamie Infante came out this week. We're almost at 50 issues with Poison Ivy, but she's kind of going through like this marriage storyline right now. It's cool. It's fine. The art's really great. She looks great. She has her powers. She's cool. Well, I'm really interested.
She clicking down, or you just not feeling it? Like,
I think a little of both. And I think the whole Harley storyline with her cheating on her and like breaking up with her, I think that kind of affected me more than I thought it did.
Oh
wow! I've never like always gone up for them like that as a really should, but I do think like what Wilson did a lot in this book made me kind of like them, and then just some of the things that I've seen from them since this book has started, I feel like has really developed their relationship a little bit better. And so it's like I don't kind of know, I be like still cheating on her and doing all this stuff and then breaking up with her. I don't know. It's like whatever. Again, we'll see. We're almost at the issues. We'll see how like it all turns around and if it turns around at all. So we'll get into that. Moon Knight number 4 from Jen McKay and that Model Prominent came out. Again, I don't really know how much I can continue to say that like this is one of the best books on the stand if you're not reading it. It's also just really interesting to me how Jen is so good in this book, but like his teen books are just like I don't know, kind of mediocre, I hate to say. And it's like I don't understand why that is, because you're still technically like writing teams in these solo books. Like
right.
Reese is here, Mercenaries here, Hunter's Moon is here, Tiger is still hanging around, like this is a team. What's the point? Well, I mean, but I guess it's also like they're more so looking for Mark, which they always kind of are in this book also. And it's fun though. Great issue. Pick it up. Storm number 4 from Muera Ayodele and Puerto Rico Manson came out. Now, I have a couple of things that I actually want to say about this book. One, the issue itself, I think, was like, okay, it was a little up and down. I think, as I said from the beginning, we have 5 issues here, and like it feels like it's putting a lot into the book, and we don't have enough time to get into it. And I think this issue like showed that the absolute most. We have Storm meeting with her mother, quote unquote, from an alternate reality. She's kidnapped her. She's taken her to the different universe that is the DC universe. And she's basically telling her about the war that's going on back home and how it's going to destroy everything. And Storm doesn't need to be there. She just needs to give up and let everybody die. And Storm is like, absolutely not. They get into a little bit of a scuffle. The mom boots her. She does like this Lotus Bloom attack, and it basically like boots Storm through the multiverse. She goes through all these different universes and ends up in one with her daughter, Fuhara. And we cut to this scene with all these different pantheons of gods, and they're talking to this demon. She's trying to get passes through. And while these gods are talking, they're talking about all these things that are happening in these other books. Immortal Thor, Black Panther Bloodline, a Hercules series, something else, Immortal Thor, Strange. And it was just like, if you didn't read any of these books, it's just like this huge info dump of like, what does any of this have to do with anything, and where is Storm and Fuhara? And then when we do go to them, they're already like traveling through, trying to get Storm somewhere. They're being chased by sentinels. She's telling everybody like, oh, we got to save my mom, my da 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 da. What's going on?
Oh my goodness.
in this multiverse, and then the evil mama is just like watching from the sidelines, and it's just like okay, and it's like again, like there are really great concepts that are going on in this book, and there are really interesting things that could happen. I even was kind of interested to see what was going to happen with Storm and the daughter, and it's like it's reduced to these nothing pages where they don't have any type of discussion. There's no dialogue, and even this aspect of Storm dealing with her mom, that is like this kind of like not bad version of her, but like bad version of her. She has like kidnapped Storm. She's trying to keep her in this place against her will, and this is her mom, someone who died when she was a child, someone that she has like been searching for in the afterlife, who's not talking to her, and like here she is like facing her, this twisted version of her that is fighting her, that is like doing all these things. Is this what her actual mom was like? Is this why she didn't want to see her? Is these any of these type of situations or feelings going through her mind? And we just don't know because we just don't have the time to explore it, and there's no real like narration from Storm. And it's like I feel like that was something we were kind of getting like in the beginnings, like she was talking about her pain, her sorrow, and it's like now we're just kind of rushing to the finish line because this book ends next issue, and it's not going to be satisfying, unfortunately. And it's just like, how much of this is like, I guess like when I look at this book, I just kind of look at it as like, how much of this blame on just like poor planning and writing versus like an editor kind of like helping you bring things back and scale things, but then also like being a writer and wanting to take this character to new heights and explore new things. And like you should be able to do that. You should be able to take Storm through these multiverses and like meet alternate daughters and like go through these realms of heaven and hell and da 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 without fear of being canceled at issue 5. And I feel like the writer in particular, he's not perfect. There are definitely some things that happen in the book that like there are pacing issues sometimes, like just some inconsistencies with I feel like wants to be connected to the rest of the Marvel universe, like especially in this issue, like how it did the influence of the gods and all the stuff that's happening in other books. It wants you to show that like all of this is happening in the Marvel world. Like she's here, all these things affect her, but it's just like this just feels unnecessary and it just takes away from the main story. And I don't know if like I can really be mad at the writer for like wanting to just do that. Like again, just like connect the world and like make it big and make it bold and like make it like I think we might not be doing it the best, but it's just like, hey, like I appreciate the initiative to try and do it. I also feel like he's still a newer writer in terms of like just the industry and everything. I don't think he's written anything, so he will continue to kind of like grow and like grow into it. A lot of his, and I don't know if this is a good thing, but a lot of the times when I'm like reading Storm or I'm discussing it with people or I'm seeing discourse about it, it reminds me a lot of like Teeny Howard, Betsy, and Excalibur days.
Mm.
And there's like so much good intention and it's just not really like working out the best. But also the people who don't like it or who are having problems with it, they are just like making it seem so much worse than it actually is. Like it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. And I don't know. I guess maybe I'm getting old and soft. You know, my birthday's in a month. It's like I just don't feel like you have to get that hard on the writer. And it becomes a thing where it's like if you just hate everything they write, when do you stop reading? When do you just close the book? And I get it, like even as like a collector and a reader and all this stuff, you want to know what's going on with your favorite characters, but you also don't have to read it all right now. You can be like, okay, you know what? I've been reading his stuff for the last however long. It's not working for me. Let me shut the book. Let me close this out. I'll come back in a couple months when maybe there's like a few issues bulked up together and it might read better like in a whole, or I might just calm down, or I might just see if my opinion of it has changed. And I just don't feel like enough people are doing that these days.
Yeah. I have a question. How many pages of this issue was Storm?
I didn't count, but
enough?
No, not.
Okay.
And yes, I do. And again, and that's what I say. Like, it's the writer's not perfect. Like, the story's not perfect. There are definitely issues to that. Has been something that has been a problem since the first volume of this series. Like, it just felt like there always wasn't enough Storm, and I do feel like he's trying to like fix some of those issues, but now it just, I don't know. Now it feels like now it's like, okay, I'm trying to fix everything like all at once in this space, and it's just too jumbled before. Now it's just like, okay, we got to find a better balance. But again, this was issue 4. I think it was like a 3-star issue altogether. I am still really interested to see how it ends, where we end up. I'm gonna say right now, I don't really think it's going to like wrap up in the neatest way. There's just a lot going on, and 5 issues wasn't enough. I'm interested to see how it ends, and of course, just what the future holds for Storm as a whole. So we'll see. You guys, let me know what you think of the issue, what you're thinking of Storm, what you think she might end up. I'm very curious to say. Oh, I do also want to say though, she did this thing with Black Lightning that she's been doing in a couple of issues. Like, it looks really cool. I've been like just saying like she's mad, she is very angry, of course, at everything that's been going on. So the lightning is kind of showing to the effect of that. It's hot. Black Lightning is hot. Whatever.
That's cool. She should have some other kind of colors for her lightning. The Black Lightning does look cool.
It would be great to say. And I feel like even like when she was doing something for like Hadari God stuff, like the lightning would glow. There have been little instances, her hair would glow too. There have been little instances, like really cool like art stuff. The art is amazing. Always got to say that. Shout out to them. Good stuff. Just had to say that. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's take a break.
I want that Thunder War adapted. I'm sorry, I do. I think it's really cool.
Thunder War is hot. The sick.
That's good, cool.
Goodness. Okay. Now we can really take a break with that.
For sure. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the watch section of the show. And this week we'll be talking about Daredevil episode 7 and the finale episode 8. Now, yeah, I know. I'm going to go ahead and say, like, overall,
okay,
wasn't that big of a fan.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wait. Quick question. Before you even get into all of that, this finale, was it like the finale, or was it like a mid-season finale? There's more coming later.
No, this is the finale.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, this was the last episode of the season.
I only asked that because I distinctly remember when this show, like, I think it was like episode like 4 or 5, maybe like 3 or 4 when it came out. Somebody had tweeted me and they were like, the people said it picks up around the end, like mid-season. And so I was like, oh, this must be the mid-season where it's picking up. And we're going to get some more later. Okay, go ahead.
No, baby, there's no plane.
Literally, there is no plane. My God.
There's no plane. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and break these down then between the two episodes. So, episode 7 was called The Hateful Darkness, and it was directed by Elaine B. McDonald and written by Heather Belson. I'm sorry, it might be Ian. It's Ian. And it was written by Heather Belson. And,
next. What was the next episode? Let me say this.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know. I was kind of bored.
I just feel like a lot of the magic of the show, and maybe I'm feeling too nostalgic about the Netflix show, or it's something like different in my head. Maybe I need to go back and watch it and like just see if it like does hold up. Maybe this is the exact same show and I just like misremembering or something. But it just doesn't feel like the Daredevil show that I watched. It doesn't feel like engaging. Even when like these exciting moments are supposed to be happening, I just don't really feel tapped in. Again, as I continue to say, it always still feels like the show is about somebody else other than Daredevil. And I don't know. And like, I don't understand why we kind of keep going through this thing of like, Daredevil is the only person wearing the suit. Like, if everybody's weird and everybody's doing like these vigilante, like crazy type things, like Bullseye, the White Tigers, and all that stuff, like, why he the only one that actually looks like it? Why can't we get some comic book athletes for these other people? And it's like, and don't tell me for the budget, because you couldn't even let Jessica Jones have her powers. And Jessica Jones not that strong. It's like, I'm pretty sure it don't cost a lot of money to see her punching a brick wall.
She was doing the same stuff that she was doing in this now. There was no point to even say that her powers were diminished. She was doing, the exact same stuff she was doing before.
What did Jessica Jones do that she needed to be depowered?
To let's be serious.
Just wasting time and just effort. I don't know. The show is it's a very big disconnect. I'm kind of mixing some stuff in too, because again, it's the finale.
You know what? Yeah, let's talk about them both together, because episode 8 was called The Southern Cross, and it was also directed by Ian B. McDonald. And this one was written, though, by Dario Skanderpine and Jesse Wogatow. And, you know, like I had already said, I was a little bit bored, even with this finale. So I had already watched episode 7. One of my best friends from back in Chicago texted me and was like, oh my God, have you caught up with Daredevil yet? Have you seen the finale? Yeah. And I was like, no, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to catch up. I get to watch it soon. And he was like, oh, you need to catch it, making it seem like it was going to be this hype thing.
Yeah.
I'm watching this finale. I'm like, this is it? What is was this big mic drop moment, the reveal of Matt Murdock in court saying I'm Daredevil?
It's I guess that would be exciting for people who aren't super familiar with Daredevil. So, right. Yes, I can see that being a big deal for them. I just feel I read a lot of Daredevil comics, and this is just kind of what Daredevil does all the time. We always finding out Matt's Daredevil, that he's not, then he is, and somebody's revealing, and then it gets taken away from every memories. Then he goes to jail, and he sees all the strife, and then, he's the lawyer. I get it. But I just feel I don't know. Again, that's something that's supposed to be exciting and even a moment that I look at oh yeah, this is really cool that happens, but it's just that impact isn't felt for me. I do, Karen, she's kind of become an original character, but I do enjoy her a little bit. Her little fight scenes that she was getting, she was kicking people's butts. I was okay, girlie. Yeah. That was hot. The girls want to have fun too. I respect it. It makes me also feel we'll probably never see Elektra again. So.
Sorry, coming back next season.
Well, they do actually keep.
We're gonna have to do her being Daredevil.
Well, okay.
I know.
Honestly, I feel they'll just let that be Karen.
I just imagine Karen in Elektra's Daredevil costume with her blonde hair sticking out,
gagging around. They're not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it. I'll be laughing. But yeah, overall, the show for me is just, I don't know. I know we got season 3 already, and they're filming it. Yeah. I guess we'll be tuned in again to see what happens.
I will say that overall, this wasn't a terrible show. I was just a little bored throughout all of it. I do think we got to wrap it up with Daredevil. I think he's run his course. Let this next season 3, be his last season, and we got to just put him on the shelf until you got to bring him back for whatever kind of team up movie thing that y'all do with him.
I can actually agree.
Unfortunately, we've spent entirely too much time on Kingpin and all of those interactions with Daredevil that we just didn't get around to all the other stuff that he's got going on in his corner. Sorry, y'all, but that's just my opinion. I think that we got to wrap it up on him, or they need to turn his show. If they don't do just a big Heroes for Hire show anthology series where you're doing something every 15 episodes. That's what I would do. 15 episodes. Having three episode arcs, each one different character. Do the Heroes for Hire, do something like that. Or they need to go ahead and turn his show kind of did you ever watch the Arrow shows?
I watched season 1 and some of 2. Then I was I don't like this.
Right, exactly. They weren't that great, but the premise ended up becoming he had like a big supporting cast where it was a bunch of different heroes then at that point. I think that's kind of what Daredevil ends up needs to becoming. You know, if they don't do this Heroes for Hire kind of show, they should just add more characters into it and add more characters into it to spice it up and see how those interactions that Daredevil has with those characters, but don't bring them in and have them become the main focus of the show because it's still like it should be about Daredevil. But like I said, overall, it wasn't mid. I was just a little bit kind of bored.
I was a lot of bored, and I agree with your suggestion that they should just wrap it up.
Yeah. It sucks that, that one boy, Blake, got killed in episode 7. He did like his black girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that was kind of sad. I will say also in season 8 in the finale, where was the major fights? The major fights ended up being these 2 hallway scenes that they're trying to give these like parallels that they're both happening at the same time with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Fisk in his, and Daredevil and Jessica Jones are fighting all of these anti-vigilante task force like cops, even White Tiger come in at one point. She stops one with a machine gun and does a little kickflip thing.
Yeah.
And then we flip over to Fisk, and Fisk is just like fighting regular people, and he's like killing these people gruesomely, which is like very wild to witness that he is just like, these are just regular people.
Yeah.
That he's just murdering.
Yeah. And then again, White Tiger, very disappointing with the little outfit she put on. With a suit. And with some ears.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Just a kind of disappointing show overall. I think that's the only word I can really say for it. How'd
you feel about that Luke Cage appearance?
Again, I kind of don't want to see any of them ever again. Like, perfectly okay with that too. Like,
yeah, it was wild to witness him kind of come back there, and they just were like, "Oh yeah, I've been gone because I was like this guy's like right hand assassin, but he got a new guy, basically Bullseye." And
now I'm here.
That's how they kind of like swap those places, yeah. But Luke and Jess are just Luke and Jess. I do think they're probably going to set up
the mayor,
becoming mayor. Yeah, next season for sure.
I could see that.
It's cool.
I do like Mayor Luke, so that would be interesting to see if they do it.
Yeah. I wonder, will they keep that as like his like main side goal? I personally think it should. He should just be like the new mayor or the new like candidate who cycles through that or whatever. Like sometimes he's not, sometimes he is. But it'd be interesting to see what they do with the MCU, if they just kind of set him there and then because of the nature of the shows and they just never get back to it. He's just definitely.
I mean, I do like it in the comics. I just think it needs to be implemented more. Like we should see him pop up more in books doing it.
Yeah.
I could also see them doing it in the CU and then just be like, okay, he's mayor, and then we really never see him again. Pop up on the TV every now and again, or see his name in the headline.
So then the series ends with Matt going to jail. He has his last little dinner with Karen. They kiss each other, say, "I love you," and then he goes to jail. That moment right there was when this entire thing clicked for me that, they're getting ready to do the Matt goes to jail arc. I know this because I've just recently read it with like the Zdarsky run where he was in jail.
That was right.
And
some people do it all the time. So, but yeah, that obviously, if they do it, though, he might get some good fight scenes in prison. They love fighting in prison.
That's true. He does love to fight in a prison hallway with a bunch of guards or a prison outbreak or something.
Yeah.
But I wonder how this will affect him with everybody knowing that he's Daredevil now. Do you think that how will they go back on that?
I don't know. We'll see. They might do like, I don't know. Just so mutants are coming. Telepathy is coming around. So, they might do
that's true.
With that too.
I forgot about that. Telepathy is coming around. They might be able to like use mind wipes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jean likes to do that. So
you know it. That's our favorite.
what would you give this season?
2.5.
Okay, wait. New rating system is what is your fan vote and what is your like as a TV show vote?
2.5 for both.
Damn. Okay. I would give it a 3 for both.
Okay.
For sure. Solid, but whatever. All right, y'all. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Please make sure you rate and subscribe us wherever you get your podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at Another Relaunch TV. You can find us on most social media platforms at Another Relaunch. You can email us at anotherrelaunch@gmail.com. You can find me on most social media platforms at UncannyLZ. Keenan, where can they find you?
You guys know you can find me at Keenan Lanks. As always, there's an underscore at the end.
Cool. All right. Let's get up out of here and we will catch y'all next week.
All right. Peace out.